Trades half a percent lower, 24,410 or so is where we are starting. 394, little over half a percent now. Sensex is down about 0.4%, 80,296. Nifty Bank starts about a half a percent down. We're at about 52,000, 51,989, 52,000, just sort of blinking up and under and above that number. Mid-cap index is down a little more, so 0.75% down in the Nifty mid-cap index. Both mid and small-cap indices sold off 2% on Friday. Market breadth is negative, but I mean, it's not like one way. 1,200 down and about 730 stocks higher. That's essentially the lay of the land as far as the opening levels are concerned. But this is a negative start, lower start. All about stocks, so let's get to it.
So, Prashant, the biggest loser right now is Wipro. Just pull that stock up. It's almost 8% knocked down on Wipro. And as we were telling you, the earnings were a miss. The guidance was muted. It is the 6th consecutive quarter of a revenue contraction. And actually, Hormuz very helpfully tells me that it was a 6.5%, I mean, this 8% drop for Wipro is the most that we've seen since October of 2022. So, so that's one stock to focus on. Apart from that, HDFC Bank, let's take a look at how that one is shaping up this morning, post its numbers. HDFC Bank, okay, just holding out on the green line. But there is a downgrade from JP Morgan this morning on HDFC Bank, so keep that in mind. Reliance is the other one that's really dragging its feet this morning, down about 2.5% post its numbers. As I was saying, the weakness in the oil to chemicals business is, the one that is causing all this pressure. Then you have Kotak Mahindra Bank, disappointing earnings, net interest margins declined to an 8-quarter low. So keep an eye out on Kotak Mahindra Bank. Indian Hotels, Canfin Homes, a couple of other stocks that are reacting to their numbers. For Indian Hotels, it was a seasonally weak quarter, but it's been a stock that has, delivered returns to shareholders. So there's some, some buying interest there. Canfin Homes is the other one that is under a bit of pressure right now, down almost about 3.5 to 4%. So lots of stock-specific reactions at the moment, but I think Reliance is the one that stands out, apart from Wipro, which is the big loser.
Well, that's right. From the broader markets, Yes Bank, that's a stock that's opened up with a gain of close to around 4%. Lower provisions aided the profitability. The slippage ratio is elevated, but at a 7-quarter low. So Yes Bank is one of the stocks that's doing well from the broader markets. RBL Bank as well, the first tick was in the green. Volumes are fairly high on that one as well. So pointing out both those two. Navkar Corp, well, that stock opened up well in the green. There was a large trade that took place on Friday. Stallion Asset had bought more than a % stake in the company from the open market. So that could explain why there is some excitement on Navkar Corp. That was one of the top gainers. Should come up for you on the screen. Kirloskar Pneumatic, well, the revenues grew by close to 14% on a year-on-year basis. However, on a sequential basis, they were down by more than 40%. That's because of a delay in project execution. So explains why Kirloskar Pneumatic, that stock is a little bit low. And Anand Raj, big uptick is what we're seeing on that name. Opens up, I think, with a gain of close to around 4%. So a sharp move is what we're seeing on the upside on Anand Raj. I think there was, it signed an MOU with Google for their data center business. So that is the reason why that stock is up and about. But as we took that market check, well, we pulled back a little bit from the low of the day. I think the good news was we're at least holding on to the 24,400 odd mark. Prashant.
Absolutely. And, lots happening across the board. Yes and RBL are the two sort of banking stocks which have got the most in terms of gains and volumes right now, 2 and 3% respectively. There is, MTNL just been rising. I mean, 73 rupees now, 5%. It's got large, is the third largest volume traded stock. Look at that, some 12 million shares, 12.6 million shares. TTML, by the way, is the top volume traded name now, 107 rupees. It's up 5%. It's just rising on volumes. That is Tele Maharashtra, TTML. You've got, what else? Oberoi Realty, which is up 4%. A few other names. So stocks at about, 1740 on Oberoi Realty on your screen. Large volumes. Anantraj is up 4%, 500 plus on Anantraj. Just Dial had a very large move. I think it was on Thursday. 2% on Just Dial. Shakti Pumps is back up 5%, closer to 4,100 once again. Many of these stocks have had whipsaws on the way down and then sort of recoveries now. But it's a quieter kind of session. Quick Heal had a big move, I think, one of these days last week. It's up about 4% right now. Actually, I think Quick Heal had a good week overall last one. SJS is up 10% on some volumes. HG Infra is starting ends. Nitin Spinners has got about 7%. But that's essentially the bulk of what's rising on some decent-sized volumes. On the downside as well, there is Bharat Dynamics, defense name, 3% lower. Tejas Network is down about 6.5%, 13.18 on Tejas Network on large volumes for now. Apar Industries is down about 5%. There is Canfin Homes, which is down about 3.5%. Credit Access, and you will just hear from the management in just a bit. Credit Access is down 5%, 12.23 on that name. Root Mobile is down 4%, Anand Rathi is down 4%, Raymond is down 5%, and I could go on with a few more names, but more down than up, clearly. 400 stocks are higher, and you got about almost 1,800 stocks which are starting the day down and out.